Hey there, folks. I'm Joe Crawford of artlong.com. Pretty much every day I go to CSSBattle.dev, do the daily target, and record myself solving it. Sometimes it takes a long time. Sometimes it takes a little time. It's always a lot of fun. Oh, hey, look at that. Oh, wow. Well, that's fun. That is so fun. All right. And the first thing I want to do, I mean, there's a lot of choices here, right? Because we have circles, circle, circle, circle. We have what? 8 circles, and then they're covered with they're covered with a quarter out of each one. I immediately am drawn to radial gradients to start, and then maybe conic gradients, but I'm not quite sure. So what's a radial if I with no elements, just using the body? So let's start with a radial gradient. So we want it to repeat, and then we've got different places where we need to fill in. So let's do that. Okay. 1Q. I'm going to guess what's the width there. I'm going to see. It starts at what, 60 and goes to 90. So what's that, 30? So 15 pixel radius. And I'm going to have that be transparent. And then the outside is going to be that color. So that gets you one of those. I want those to repeat. Oh, and I just noticed that the alignment on these is poor. So that already makes a problem. But if I have several different versions of this, I'm going to put that in a variable because I do want to use it. I do want to use this technique. Yes, there are other ways to do it, but I feel convinced that I can solve it in some way. Yeah, it's kind of a mess, isn't it? All right, let's do it. Okay, so how do we make? So we're gonna make several across. I'm gonna say 0, 100 pixels. So now we got 4 of these guys, and I'm gonna put the dark color on the background. Is there a there's a irregularity to it, right? So we got one that hits right, the next one doesn't, and the next one really doesn't. So it's kind of a mess. So this might be just a really, really bad idea. I find myself really liking it. So, but what if we did like 30? What happens if we do that? Does that end up matching any of these? No, it does not. Not even on the x-axis for the 4. I hate that. I hate it. I really hate it because I would like to use that technique. To do it. So let's go ahead and do it. We're gonna do it, even though it's a bad idea. We got 1. Well, and even worse. So the way to do this then is to do it inverse with just adding the dots. So we need to place them individually at some interval. So let's say 0, 50. And that's no good, right? Like it's just no good. 60, 70, 80. So that is the right cadence. So there's 2. And then we do the same thing, but this one is like what, positive, I need a comma. 30, 40, 50. That's the second one. And then this one, maybe I need this will need to be a repeat Y. it's not a very good technique, but it's fun for me because I do enjoy it. All right, 0. So I'm gonna need two of them. So do the first axis, and we need to do 100%, and then a height of 50%, and then a vertical offset minus, or actually I need both offsets, minus 40 pixels. Yeah, minus 40 pixels, and then let's say 40 pixels. 40. It looks like it's minus 45 pixels. No, 35 pixels. And then let's do minus 40, minus 20, minus 10, minus 5. Oh, that's so close. So that would be 200 pixels or 150 pixels. And I want to make it, they need to be further apart. So that number goes up 160. And then the offset here can be 0 or 10 pixels or minus 10 pixels. Yeah, that's okay. And probably this will be positive offset. So there it is. So what have we got? We already have a lot of code. Kind of a bummer. And if I set the light blue color there, then you see what we need to now cover. So is there a pattern that will cover this? I think there might be. Yeah. Okay. So I think that's going to be a conic gradient. Conic gradient, which is at, and I'm going to do that thing where I do no repeat because for goodness sake, this is going to be a tricky one. I think I want 50 pixels, 15 pixels, and then transparent, 75%. And let's do red. Or no, let's do black. No, red or yellow. That'll be a nice contrasting color. 0, comma. There is my little repeat guy. And let's see if that actually will cover what I want. Okay, 30, 30, 20, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 75, I think. And then downward 100 pixels. And it's not wide enough. I think it should be 60 wide. How about 70? And down more, 2, 3. Nope, that's not what I wanted to change. I wanted to change the background position Y. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. There it is. Okay, now to make that, I'm gonna let that set the repeat and say 50%. Almost does it. How about 180 pixels? I think that does it. So that's one. If I set that then to 90, does it just 90? Does that work? That could work. And then set a height of 100 pixels. Almost 80. So I'm going to set that color to be the correct color. So it just doesn't quite work. It almost works. So if that's the case, I'm going to say this as a variable as well because I'm going to use it twice. And we'll call this one H. What did I just do? What did I just do? Dash dash H, colon, and then here's my conic gradient. That's my conic gradient. semicolon. Let's nuke that and say that's at var. Oh, and better, because I know that one kind of works, I want this to be var h. And I don't want to set a height. Yeah, so that worked. Great. I'm going to use it again, var h. And I'm going to set, because I need to see it, yellow, comma, and I need to do the middle one. So that needs to be moved over 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 65. And then it's 100% wide, and I need it to be 50%. It's so close. I like a percent because it's just one character. And also, after a percent, you don't need white space, which is great for code golf, but I don't think it's going to work. Let's try 140 pixels, comma. And then I need a negative vertical offset minus 10 pixels, or 10 pixels, 20, 30, 50, 60, 70. Oh, it's so close. Oh, so close. How about 145? That does it. Okay. So what have we learned? I really like to do it this way, even if it's not very efficient. I think it's the lesson of that. Okay, minify, you replace, submit. Now, is there a way to do this another way? What are my choices? I would say, how about 3 elements? So what are the 3 elements in this case? We got to 100%, right? And that's our goal for all of these. We just try to have fun with it. We enjoy ourselves. Sometimes we want to do it 3 ways. And I think we know it's 30 pixels tall. Great. I'm going to set margins there. And margins on the inside, 100 to 10, 20, 30, 40, and 42. And push this down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. And then this middle one has a different kind of thing going on. Margin there. I'll not do anything with that yet. I'm going to change the background color here just to something like that. C. Okay, so let's fix these margins. 54, 5, great. And then set a different margin here, minus 10. Minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That gets what I want. And I think what I want to do is make this middle value auto, right? And then I'm going to set a width on each one. So the default width is what, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. And then B has a width of 200, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Great. Now, that background, we're going to do that background and have that be something interesting. Oh, we have the same problem. We have the same problem with the circles because they are not regular. Oh, I hate that. I hate it. I just hate it. So I'm going to be using a variable again. The circle is radial gradient words. Radial I don't know what that autocomplete is. Words. One Q color 15 pixels transparent and semicolon, and I'm going to move this background to be var dash dash c. That's going to put it right in the middle of each one of these. And so for the first two, it's no big deal. I think we can just do a width. We can say 0, 1, 10, 5, 6, 7, minus 20. That gets me much of the way there, which is wonderful. However, for this one, I want an entirely different background. Var dash dash C at 0, 120. So what I want is to figure out the cadence between them. And I probably learned this already, but I learn them because it's knowledge that's going to go out of my head. All right. 0. What's that width? That width is like from here, 180. This is not precise. This is a bad way to do it. 170 to like here, 360 to 190. And then change the offset, minus 10 pixels. Yeah, minus 15 or minus 5. There it is. Okay, so that's that one. And then a second one with the same width. And that one is 5. 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay. So now we have 3 paragraph elements with the backgrounds that I care about to the dark part, but I still have things to cover up. And that's kind of a bummer, right? Like it's a little bit of a bummer. Worse, the covering is inconsistent, right? But I can flip the last one upside down. Okay, so if I create, so what I want is, because I'm going to use it twice. Yeah, I can't reuse. Yeah, I can't reuse what I've got here. I could have if I thought this through a little bit more, but if I change to it's here. Okay, so C, and we'll call this one D, radio conic gradient. Gradient. And I've forgotten the dimensions of the at. Uh, 90 pixels, 15 pixels, transparent, 75%, yellow. Again, so I can see it and say var D, comma, there it is. I need the 0. And that's too wide. 80. And then move it. Oh, and of course it's 15 pixels over and 15 pixels down. Oh, and that at is too wide. Let's try 70. There it is, 70. Great. And I'm going to flip C upside down. I'm going to say scale -1. That gets me what I want. The yellow is in place. I see it. Of course, it's helping me determine, helping me adjust. Okay. So var -d, comma. There it is. I need it to be at 0. Oh, and what you're seeing there, so what we're seeing there is because I currently have an invalid background specification, right? I have the 0 slash, and so I'm getting the inherited paragraph, and I don't want that, not at all. Worse, it makes it a little hard to see. Oh, and I'm missing a double dash, double dash. Ugh, let's look at that mess. What happened there? I cannot see. That is very disappointing. Var -d 0 100 pixels, and that's not showing anything because why? That is dead on. So var -d 0 space 100 pixels. Oh, I just do that. Okay, so that's correct. And what if I set 0? No, because I put the background position into the variable. No good. So that's why when that made that invalid. Okay. There it is. Great. So what I want is an offset that is correct. 15 pixels probably there. And that's going to be, so I need more width. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that is now repeating at the correct cadence. I need to move it over 15 pixels. And there it is. Okay, so now I can replace yellow with the light blue. And there it is. Submit. A lot of work. Still a lot of work because I still am falling back to doing gradients, which is less efficient. Minify, unit replace. Yeah, that's a lot of code, right? Yeah. Yeah. And it's not regular enough a pattern, strictly speaking, to. And there's just a lot I don't. It becomes a little hard to see exactly what the right efficient way to do this is. I did the minify and unit replace. Have I submitted this? Now I've lost track. I'm going to do one more way. Is that true? Yes, I'm going to do one more way. And I'm going to do it with 2 elements this time. The first element is 30 pixels tall. Color of this dark color. The second element has a height of 15. This one has a width of 30. This one has a color of light blue. And it's got a width of, I've lost track of what the number is, 100. I need the light blue on the body. I don't want any margin. I don't care about that at all. And I'm going to do box shadows. Box shadow. And I don't see anything. Why? Oh, because I've been 0, 0. 40 pixels, 40 pixels. There's my box shadow. Okay, great. So I made a single element. And now I need to move some box shadows into place. Yeah, it needs to be a circle, border radius, 50%. Boom. Okay, now, because I haven't set any margins, I'm doing that to save space. Great. But it makes the numbers that I'm going to be using kind of a bummer. It makes me want to do margin auto for this because it's going to make the numbers a little bit easier to do. They're going to be patternistically more interesting. So 0, 40 pixels. 42, 3, 4, 5. And then I need a minus 30 pixels maybe. 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 46, 47, and 35. Which means once I've got that, then I think I've got 35 pixels, 47 pixels. And I'm missing a comma, so I'm getting blur and a size change. Great. So that's the first two. And then I'll do the bottom two next because those are going to have a higher number, 1, 6, 20, 207. Okay, that's what we got now. So one element, just a circle that has nothing in it, and some box shadows. All right, and then we need to do how many more? Several more. Minus 200 pixels, minus probably 80 pixels, minus 80 pixels, and then down. Wait, 47, 207, 157 pixels? No, too far. 4, 3, 2. Okay, and then minus 100, 120, 2, 3, 4, 5. 125 and 127, which means the other one is probably going to be 125, 127. Great. And then the next one will be minus 50 pixels, 127 pixels. 55. And which means the final one will be 55, 127. And I need a comma between. And again, we get the big blurry version. Okay, great. There's that one. The second element. Boom. I'm going to, so that color is set. I need to see it. There it is. Oh, yeah. And that's got a border radius, which I don't want at all. I don't want that at all. So let's hide the border radius in another specifier because because of why? Because well, I don't want it to infect the other one. Okay, so that width is too much. And apologies for the weird scrolliness. Let's go ahead and minify. We'll do a minify step, even though we don't need to. All right. Oh, we do kind of need to. 70, 70. Okay. There's my guy. And now for him, I need several box shadows. So that width is set. Box shadow 0, 30 pixels, 31, 32. I'm going to get rid of that background red. I don't need it. And then the next one is 200 pixels, 32 pixels, 32. No, that's not right. It should be 0, 0, 1, 2. But I can't see because my color is that background color. So let's change that. Okay, there we go. Now 20, 17, 180, 175, 176, 77. Fun. The next one is going to be minus 50 pixels. How about 90 pixels? A little further over, 60, 70, 80, 90, and then down 100, 110, 111, 112. So the next one will be 90 pixels, 112 pixels. I made it easy on myself. So this is what I made. So you can kind of see. So that's all shadows. All those things that you see, all those that look like elements, they are shadows. So they would not be selectable. They are not all the normal web page things. They're all box shadows. Is it efficient? It's certainly easy to write, and that's a win. It's a nice effect. You can see yourself, making like a platformer game with this. Like there's a lot of capability in just elements and box shadows. Uh, they're not interactive, which is unfortunate. But you could have things moving around the screen. You can animate a box shadow. There's nothing stopping you from doing that. It would be a lot of work, right? You have to do that. Unit replace, minify, submit. A bunch of these numbers reduced down in interesting ways. We got some VH and PC values, but yeah, not the most efficient one. Another long one. This was 32 minutes worth. Oh, what's our best score? Best score is the second one we did. Load code, which is all gradients all the time. That's fun. All right, going into a new week. Hope you're doing well. Be good to yourself. Be good to each other. Go make a webpage. I'll see you around. Bye. Oh, last thing. Thanks for the nice comments from yesterday. I went kind of on the deep end with a lot of different ways to do that interesting interleaved shape. Great comments, great ideas. I never think to do inline and floats. I think I have done a few, but that's also a totally legit way to do. The other thing I don't ever do is position fixed on elements, right? Which is if you're struggling to make sense of all this stuff that I do, setting position fixed and moving things around with a top and left value or bottom values or right values, but top and left, you can move things on the screen very discreetly without worrying about margins, whatever. That's also a totally legit way. When I first started doing CSS Battle, position fixed or position absolute was something that I leaned on quite a bit. But once you get a sense of the flow of the page, it starts being it's a little less necessary and certainly less code, which is the code golf part of CSS Battle. But if you solve these to 100%, I am proud of you. Go get it. Go. This is so fun. CSS Battle Dev. Check it out. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.